Welcome one, welcome all to week number one of the first bit of season 11th of Valence League. My name is Kanapitch, joined by JS today, and we are diving into 3A, Division 3A. JS, how's 3A been panning out so far?
Looking very, very interesting, isn't it, so far? We've got Snowflake sitting at the top of the table, just two games played so far, so they have the potential to take the top spot with just their game today. So if they do well, then we might be seeing Snowflakes at the top of the table.
Yeah, they'll be the only teams who have not taken a single loss, because just below them, Zealous Revive, Deja Vu Academy, and Full Mental Jackets, two of which will be playing here today against each other. They've all got 2 wins and a single loss.
Yeah, we're seeing it. Two wins apiece. So whoever takes this victory here today will rise above the opposite number in the standings. So this is a big game for us, I think, for us or for both teams as well.
Yeah, we've got the 7 deadly sins. We've only got a single win so far. And Verix Gold and Team Rocket Academy. The Rocket Academy will be the opponents for the Snowflakes playing this evening. And Rocket haven't got a win so far, so it's seemingly likely that the Snowflakes will make it through and become top dogs in the division. But to our actual game. So FMJ against the Deja Vu Academy. What should we be thinking about with these two teams?
Well, we've heard some very interesting things, haven't we, Counterfeit? There's a
Hmm.
big focus on the jungle matchup in this game. It's going to be really interesting to see what picks are what come through in the banning phase and what comes through in the draft. I think we're looking for a very interesting time in the solo lanes, really. I think bot lane will be a bit of an afterthought, but that's up to them to prove me wrong.
Yeah, we've got plenty of fun things to tell you about all of the players on each of the teams, but we are running a little bit behind, so we're going to be jumping straight into pick and ban for our first game of the best of three here today. FMJ over on the blue side, Deja Vu on the red. As mentioned, the jungle being a big focus for each team, though they are serving different roles.
Yeah, and I'm expecting an Echo ban or Seraphine has been taken off the table. Both teams actually play that Seraphine pick, but it's heavily favored in that bot lane of Shadowhopper and Mar. Both teams are interchanging that. There's the Echo ban that we're expecting. Again, that
Yeah,
focus in that jungle.
Yeah, we know that was for Key, one of their strongest jungle picks. It's looking like we're seeing some pretty heavy focus towards the bottom lane, the Deja Vu Academy, where Kaiser and Diet Kaiser, Tristana, have both been banned.
Yeah, I think that is a wise decision. Both hyper carries, Jokery very confident on those champions. Definitely good takes off the table, but leaves. I don't know what's going to be played in the bot lane at this point since we've got three and four champions just taken off. Olaf ban, interesting. That takes me by surprise, Counterfeit, because
Hmm.
didn't expect Titanium to be much of an Olaf player. So I'm not sure why that's taken off. It does have a 0% win rate on that Olaf at the moment, and is a Shaco player and a Viego player, so those champions are completely left open.
Yeah, Golden Rust going to lock down the Malphite. This is very much their speed. They're a fan of the beefy boys up in the top lane. And incidentally, they are an owner of a whole ton of cats, is what we found out about them. And they will, I think the reason why they play tanky picks in the top lane is it gives them time to feed their cats while they're playing.
Are you a cats or dog person, Counterfeit?
I like both, honestly. They're very different, but they
If you
both
had
have
to
a lot of.
choose,
I would never choose between my
oh
phone
no, you
now.
have to.
Never. I will be covered in both dogs and cats, and apparently in Silas's as well. We've got a big, strong ultimate from FMJ, and now we've also got it for DVA as well.
Yeah, we expected that Graves pickup as the Echo's taken off the table. Golden Rust taking that Malphite also is a takeaway from Gekno, is a Malphite player as well. So, wonder what we're going to see from Gekno. Maybe we'll get that Camille. He is a very confident Camille player, has that 60% rate on that so far. So, we could be seeing that to deal with that Malphite in the top lane.
So the Ashe going to get locked down. As you mentioned, the bottom lanes tending to be where, the more stable parts of both these teams rather than the big explosive parts. So one more to come in. Still no jungle pick, as you said. Your jungle is incredibly important. It looks like instead the bottom two will be the priority for FMJ.
Bot lane being picked up here. I'm quite surprised by this Ashe pick, but I quite like it. Quite safe with the Ashe ultimate and the Morgana Black Shield. So we are looking at quite a safe bot lane here, with a lot of CEC potential here as well. And already from the look of that, with that Malphite ult and the Morgana ult, it's looking like quite a good team fight being built here. What are we gonna get banned? Orianna was picked up by Venoff or comfort pick for that player, so I'm gonna. Well, I did speak about Syndra coming through, or we could have Victor coming through here to deal with this Orianna. And there we go, the Viego ban. I was quite surprised it wasn't banned at the beginning.
Yeah, we know that Titanium is, again, still, the contrast between the two junglers being the Faki, they're really there to enable the other members of their team. For Titanium, they're there to provide the carry threat, but apparently the team thinks that their jungler has a deep enough pool to survive heavy bang, and I mean, that's what they're getting.
Yeah, if we don't see the Shaco ban here, we might see Kha'Zix being picked up or Shaco from Titanium. There's the Syndra ban. Very good performances from Arget on that. Maybe he comes through with the Victor here, but we have the potential as well on the. Oh, what are we coming through last?
Let's see, so we know that there's still no bottom lane at all, so it will be the support Nautilus taken away. We've got the Black Shield already, now there's some of the beefy engage taken away for Diva. Or for Deja.
So we've got the bot lane here about to be picked up by Shadowhopper. It does pick up, hovering the Ezreal. Does favour that Ezreal at times. So this is a comfort pick.
Of course, that's something fairly unique about Deja Vu, is we don't actually ever know if that's actually going to Shadowhopper or if it's going to Ma.
That's true, because we've got two bot lane players, don't we, in the bot lane. Both are very comfortable in that ADC position. Both alternate between ADC and support. So two laners very comfortable in that lane in general. So it'll be very interesting to see who that goes to. Rise being hovered here. Was not expecting that.
No, that's not a pick that we had scouted at all. We certainly know that that Arga is an extremely strong player, but yeah, normally, as you mentioned, the Orianna, the Syndra, that kind of style, rather than the big scalers.
I'm not a fan of this Rise pick. Oh, their Shaco does come through here. So very comfortable, very comfortable on that. And we've got two very strong junglers, early game junglers here, that could look to take over the game if they're allowed to.
All right, last pick in here for Deja Vu Academy. We have yet to see their support pick. We already had the Nautilus taken away, but the Leona is left up and available. Will be snapped up immediately.
A lot of CC on either side. Just look at how well they're stacked. I do like that Silas pick up against the Malphite. Can be very scary taking the ult, having that rock thrown back at you. Got a good ball delivery system as well with the Orianna, and to be honest, could be very crucial into finding a way into that team with that Black Shield.
All right, so we've got the lineups here. We know that Titanium Bled still had such a ludicrously strong pool of junglers. They still managed to make it through with a major carry pick. But from what we know of the two teams so far, how are you feeling about how they both come out of this first game's pick and ban?
I'm not a fan of the composition that Full Mental Jackets FMJ have drafted. I think they've got a lot of CC potential and they've got a lot of damage potentially, but the Rise pick just doesn't make sense to me. I like this composition drafted by Deja Vu Academy, so I'm looking for a lot of early game action, a lot of early game invades, especially with that Shaco, who will most likely take Ignite, and we know that Key often takes Ignite on Graves as well. So a lot of early game action in the early game in the jungle with a lot of invades. But again, as we reach that late game on, they have a lot of damage on the table, but I'm not liking the composition. But that's just my own thoughts. Can't fit.
No, I mean that's fair enough. Certainly talking it to talking to the FMJ side of things, Jokery, their captain, who is playing down as Ash along with the fluffy nerd. They were, they were calling this as a 2-1 series with, seeing at least two of the games be heavily snowballed by one side or the other. If that prediction comes true, which part do you think we're going to be in game one?
I the Rise pick has really thrown me, and I was really going to give it to FMJ. I was giving FMJ this win. That fact that Shaku comes through, Golden Ross takes that Malphite, very comfortable on that Malphite too. Very, very big engages. But I'm just not confident of this Rise pick. And for me, I think we're gonna go for the Deja Vu. Could be made to bite my humble words, but I'm going for Deja Vu this one.
Well, we did touch a little bit on the Silas pick. So we noted, Golden Rust Malphite, a great ultimate to be able to take. For the rest of the squad, is that as a team overall, is this Silas still outside of the Malphite ult favorable for you?
Yep, there's this Ash ulti that he can take. There is Rise ulti, which isn't the best, but can be like used to make plays. And the Morgana ulti. They aren't the best team fighting ults to have, but the Malphite ult is definitely very scary. And as we reach the late game where Silas has a lower cooldown of being able to get that Malphite ulti back, we could see a lot of scary engages followed up by that Leona ultimate as well. So a lot of scary damage, and I do really like that team fight potential that they do have. But I do feel FMJ's draft has an easy execution. So it's a very much front to back sort of style of playing, whereas it is very much on Deja Vu to make the plays, and it'll be a lot harder for them as it reaches the late stage as well to execute.
All right, guys. So just to catch you up on some of the history for these teams coming into this one, for Deja Vu Academy, they had an incredibly strong start to the season, getting 2-0s in their first two games, but in their third game against Zealous Revive, they themselves lost 0-2. So it's been a bit of a rude awakening for a team who I think they were expecting, and a lot of people were expecting to make a very solid run.
Time and then losing 0-2 is a very big confidence shaker. The captains said themselves that that's shaking their confidence a lot, and they want to win today to satisfy their own expectations, restore that confidence back. So this is very much about proving to themselves that they are able to win this.
And as I said, for the full mental jackets as well, they are a team who've done just as well. So, this is an even record, nearly top of the table clash we've got here. Should be absolutely fantastic stuff. We are moments away from the start of the first game. Of course, we'll just be waiting to get everything synced up. But it's been like you're favoring Deja Vu here. Could you be drawn into giving it some odds here?
You always do this to me, don't you? I
maybe a slightly different way of doing it.
yeah.
Give me some hypotheticals. What needs to happen, say in these first 15 minutes to swing the game one way or the other in your estimation?
What needs to happen for FMJ to win is Titanium needs to get some good early ganks off, put Venoffel really, really far behind. I mean, Golden just needs to stay solid in the top lane, and their comp will play itself out. So that's their win condition. If they play it very smart, if they play it, yep, aggressively, then they will surely take the win there.
All right, everyone, let's get onto the riff. This is the first game of our best of three. Two of our best performing teams here in the Division 3A. Should be one hell of a show, as you mentioned. Titanium led with a lot of expectations behind their Shaco performance. The key, we know they are incredibly important to this squad as well. Do let us know in the chat, everyone, who you are here to support, because this is a chance for either team to make a run towards the top of the table.
Well, we've got a little bit of a grouping over here, and you can see that Deja Vu have actually spread out very nicely across that minimap. You can see that they've spread across all entrance points. No invades happening here. Definitely wary of that Shaco. No funny business though, and we're all gonna get a reset into the top lane. Just gonna walk back up there. You can see that Titanium's very comfortable with that champion starting on the Raptors. So we should get a nice level 2 first onto Jokery. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, you mentioned, for Titanium led that they would be likely trying to look for a play towards Vanoffel in the mid lane. Vanoffel, a big part of Deja Vu's late game, but not known for their early game power. And we know how powerful a Shaco can be early on.
Absolutely. And you've noticed that he has taken that Ignite, as most Shacos tend to, but Key has not taken Ignite, which he usually does on Graves. So it makes me wonder if we're not going to go for as many invades onto Shaco. Maybe he's a bit intimidated by that Shaco, but definitely can be a force to be reckoned with if he gets a lot of farm and a lot of kills under his belt. There's some early game aggression already going on in that top lane.
Down the bottom, we're seeing a little bit of early trading as well. The ranged advantage to FMJ down there, but so far they haven't managed to make any damage stick. We know that Jokery and the Fluffy Nerd, the 2v2 for Full Mental Jackets down there, they have been playing together for a very long time, but the rest of the team being brought in new for this season, so there's still some synergy to try and build up.
Yeah, and we'll see how that pans out as we head into the mid-late stages of the game. Definitely we'll have to keep that map awareness for where that Shaco is, and you can see that he's just opted for a full clear on that bot side. So both junglers opted for that, and we're heading Graves is actually ahead of in that route. So definitely tempo favouring Deja Vu at the moment.
See Vanoffel not looking scared at all of Arjip in the mid lane. Former player for Ajax Esports had to retire from the pro player life because of an injury, but still playing. So definitely has that experience there to call upon for the squad if they can get the rise going.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Titanium will contend this scuttle. His laners don't have the priority to do so.
Maybe the Shaco, will be kept on ice for the time being. As it looks to be, Heat will get hold of that first scuttle and waste a little bit of time as they also make their way into the mid lane. So, for Deja Vu Academy, they've managed to keep Titanium from making that very early impact at least.
Yeah, and we haven't had any of those early game stealth ganks from that Shaco with that early ignite, and at the moment I'm sticking to my guns. I'm favouring Deja Vu right now, but there's still all to play for. It's still very early, of course.
I mean, I would never begrudge you wanting to change your predictions multiple times in a stream even. So, it's all about, certainly for both these teams, they're very, very closely matched together. So I think it's always going to be hard at the better times to make an accurate prediction.
I mean, yeah, they've won 2 games apiece each. Definitely seem quite evenly matched, and we are looking towards this jungle matchup. Nuffle is heavily out trading Arget at the moment, unsurprisingly though.
Yeah, Arget falling a little bit behind just with the tier in the pocket as Titanium actually runs into Gekno and forces out their flash early on, so the Shaco hasn't been kept entirely out of the early proceedings.
Has not, and that early flash onto the Silas is just an invitation for Shaco to just re-gank that top lane. Especially once Golden hits that level 6 unstoppable force, just right in your face.
And it's always going to be very tricky. Oh, held the phone there. Vanoffel senses trouble coming. Arjit may be low, but Vanoffel realizes the kill is no good. Backs off for the time being with both of our mid laners having teleport to get back to lane once they're fully out of resources.
Yeah, that bot lane is very, very evenly matched at the moment. Getting pretty much 1-for-1 for each other, but Jokery definitely winning on the upper hand of those trades. Another trade here. Lots of damage coming down onto that Arget Rise pick, which I, once again, am not a fan of.
Well, I mean, it's certainly Vanoffel, he's definitely not known as a duelist mid laner, is having a pretty solid time trading across to the Rise so far. Has pulled ever so slightly ahead on CS as well, though I think that will be about to even up. We've got ourselves a first Infernal Drake for whoever takes over this bottom lane, but that still remains pretty even.
Yeah, TP burn from Arget just now to get back into the lane to match that push, and Manofo doesn't have that much mana left, so unless she manages to shove that wave in, we'll be leaving her wave in a very, very bad spot, but we'll most likely just have to TP back, and so TPs will be on cooldown with a slight advantage towards SMJ.
So I might have misspoken a little bit in the bottom lane. While the CS remains very even, we can see Shadowhopper has actually taken a bit of a beating down the bottom lane. I think he's going to be forced to go back. We have got Key coming in, maybe just to cover this bottom lane while Shadowhopper goes back, because... Oh, actually, hold the phone. Vanoffel moving down towards the Infernal Drake. It seems even with their bottom lane recalling, we're still going to see Deja Vu going for the early Drake.
Interesting. The very nice actually move there, but it's going to be scouted out by Coffee Nerd. We should be able to secure this. Titanium's not very close. It's coming.
Going across the wall. It's going to be the Drake across to Deja Vu. I know the camera cut away from me there because there's first blood happening in the top lane. Golden Rust gets the 1v1 against Gekno underneath the tower.
It would be in balance that we get everything happening all at once. Very quiet spot, and then all of a sudden, Key does escape with this. Like, oh, well, does he escape? Does he really escape? Oh
Looking
dear.
Is the time good? It is!
Good.
That was almost a double.
Executes his life for the dragon, but a kill is traded over on the top lane and to that Golden Rust. Oof.
So Gekno maybe getting a little over-aggressive, which means Golden Rust is ahead. Neither of them will have the chance to deploy that Malphite ultimate into another lane for a while, though, having burnt the teleports.
You can see, though, Golden is very much in command of this lane right now. Level 8 to level 6 Silas. Silas is struggling here, and... No, I'm still going to stand by my guns.
Well, we'll keep a close eye on what the teams can do to change your mind. Titanium led is starting to go in and start stealing away some of Key's jungle already. But we've got the level 6s coming in down the bottom lane. The Shadowhopper's Ezra has a chance to maybe go out and put that True Shot Barrage onto the map in general. It looks like we've got some ideas towards the Herald next.
Got a bit of a roam from Mar. We were told that Mar does like roaming with Key, and we haven't seen much of that, and I think there needs to be more of that to just put that early pressure down onto FMJ, because they're very much in the driver's seat if they're allowed to just scale, if they're allowed to just run their comp through to the late game. And so DVA, or Deja Vu Academy really need to be looking to make more plays here. Can't be sitting on the back foot.
Yeah, so far for Deja Vu, they've been trying to get these objectives pretty early on. It looks like that's going to be true again up in the top side, going for a contested Rift Tower to follow up that contested Dragon. It doesn't seem like Deja Vu are really rating FMJ's chances of stealing these objectives away from them.
No, they definitely are in the driver's seat in terms of objectives, looking for that early pressure. An early Rift would be very, very good to try and just put something down to force a play to happen. So I like that move from FMJ, Deja Vu, but like you mentioned, even though Shadow is taking a bit of a beating, he is keeping up in CS. So there's doing very well there in that bot lane, despite a lot of poke and a lot of oppression from this Ashe Morgana bot lane.
Yeah, we've got the tier of the Goddess stacking up as we see. Aggressive play for Vanoffel. Of course, Titanium led is always going to be there to try and make sure Vanoffel never feels comfortable going all in on the rise.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. Shaco needs to be in Orianna's face, making sure that she can't really oppress the target as she is doing right now. So a bit more pressure required from this Shaco. I do want to see more action, more just aggressive plays. I think there's very much just not enough aggression from this team right now that they should be. Oh!
Vanoffel getting chased down. This is finally the gank as the Ignite ticks away. The shield is not there in time for Vanoffel to stop the kill. It's 2-0 to FMJ.
Don't know if it's time to change my prediction.
No, it's no time! So we get another play up in the top side, though this was much less successful. This will turn it into the Herald deployment, though. It looks like top lane is trying to be unlocked. You mentioned this before, for the top lane is to get out of this top lane and start applying that big Malphite ult. Then they have that much bigger influence on the game overall.
See that. A lot of gold coming down now onto the top lane Gekno, and even despite having a kill, being a kill down, that he's actually even in gold with Golden. But that being said, doesn't really matter if Malphite is that far behind in gold, because all he needs to do is ult you. That's pretty much all she wrote.
Still though, that's a ton of money. 610 gold in the pocket there of Gekno. So yeah, exactly as you say. It's around a 600 gold advantage for Gekno as things stand, because there's no plates at all taken for the Malphite Golden Rust on the top side.
And tower going down pre 40 minutes, all plates go over to them. A lot of gold coming. You can see that even though 2 kills are given onto the side of FMJ, Deja Vu Academy are actually ahead in gold.
See that the about to spawn the Mountain Drake is on both teams' mind. Looks like Deja Vu Academy have got a pretty solid lockdown on the vision around this Drake.
They've got complete control of this area.
Yeah, there's nothing coming back at all for Metal. So instead of for Metal, so they give up another objective. It's been a tower, a herald, 2 dragons so far, all to Deja Vu Academy.
They are very, very much in the driver's seat in terms of objectives. They're getting those dragons, that early dragon. We have seen some good ganks and some good pressure from Titanium, but it's not as much as I would have liked. A lot of work being done by Key to just get those objectives, to secure that. He knows that their late game will be a bit harder to pull off, so I mean, if they can get that Dragon Soul, it'll be very, very useful late game.
So what is it do you think that Deja Vu Academy are doing that's allowing them to survive what should be a massive early impact from Titanium?
Well, they just got pressure in both their solo lanes, which is exactly what they told us they wanted, didn't they? They wanted Vanoffel to just have that consistency. Has not died, other two Arget, but has died to the Shaco. But in terms of the mid lane 1v1, has been very solid, has been out trading. Rise has always had pressure over that mid lane and had the priority. So just gives them, just having that priority over the mid lane gives them a lot to play with and allows them to just get those dragons and those red holds.
You can see that Titanium, even with that kill, has fallen behind Key in terms of raw farm. So turret plating about to fall. We have seen some decent pressure down in the bottom side, but looking across all of the gold, it's looking like, with the exception of the top lane, between all of the individual players, they're pretty much even with the opposite numbers.
I'm really interested to see how the bot lane pans out. Ooh, that thought.
Another attempt from the Jackets to catch Key, but no, they're just going to be denied the shield of Vanafel, the ability to hop across, letting the Graves just carry on farming up a storm.
Graves is definitely, despite being a kill behind, is actually over gold in the Titanium. Although I thought once more.
Gekno in trouble here, steals away the ultimate, but oh boy. Yeah, nothing left to say there. So that, I mean, you're right. It's coming up on 15 minutes time, but there's been a couple of good ganks for Titanium led. It's something from what you were saying before, though. As as good as these ganks have been, there haven't been anywhere near as many of them as you would have liked.
No, and that's we've seen it. We've got 2 kills now, 15 minutes into the game. Hasn't been able to snowball, and Shaco is definitely one of the champions you really want to snowball in, get the ball rolling. Will definitely be annoying as we reach the mid stages of the game, but I think no more needs to be done, and you can see that just the lanes are just all in favor of Deja Vu right now.
We can see even more evidence of that as the mid and jungle comes down from Deja Vu. There's no more plates left to take, but there's still objectives on the map, and that means Deja Vu will bring their forces to bear. It doesn't look like there's anything that the Jackets can do to stop themselves from being pressured down and losing another tower.
I think they lose the tower, the wave does fall. Nice binding.
Very nice. The minions, they've run out, so the Herald up in the top side is being taken by Titanium led. because of all this pressure down the bottom.
I'm actually quite interested to see what build Shadow goes for this Ezreal. We've seen the Dust Blade build floating around. Oh, hold that thought once more.
Yeah, Key coming in. We haven't seen a ton of them ganking so far. They have managed to get up to 100 CS already with that single death. They've got the Gale Force in pocket to enable their bit more explosivity as Gekko goes in. Where's the ultimates gonna be?
I have to say, for a game that's been hyped up for its stronger matchup, we haven't seen actually. Oh my gosh!
What? That's so the Herald does not go across to Key, but they almost give that life up. There's the ult coming through the first Malphite ult of the game, and it's going to be for Deja Vu. Beautifully done, and you pointed out before, the combo with the shockwave as well is brutal.
Can we just give a massive shout out to Key right here? Man steals the Rift Herald, then dodges the Malphite ult with his E. Goodness, the man's on fire.
Brilliant stuff as again we're seeing the pressure being put down the Herald. I know the Herald did get picked up ultimately, so it's going to make a successful charge into the mid lane, and that's going to be a tower down in, let's see, oh no, sorry, in the bottom lane. For the Jackets, they did manage to take a first tower of their own, but the mid tower is incredibly low. The gold lead starting to build here for Deja Vu.
I don't know, Counterfeit. We have these phases of just absolute nothing, and then all of a sudden, bam! And you know what? I live for it. I live for these moments.
I mean, so far so good for Deja Vu. I mean, you know, if this game is going, you know, in phases of action and then relaxation, I mean, they're the ones picking up all these objectives. They're the ones who now take the lead.
For sure, they're definitely in the driver's seat. They are not letting go of that gas pedal. They are staying on the accelerator. And here, I think they're going for the dragon now. Argent is no way close, but does have the teleport. But I'm not sure how impactful that Rise teleport will be. Doesn't look too strong, to be honest. And again, is ahead in CS, but I haven't been impressed by this Rise pick so far. And I really want to see them change it up so far, even if they do manage to sink this game.
Deja Vu will be able to get hold of the second tower up in the top lane as Fluffy Nerd's fishing for the pick. It doesn't look like Deja Vu is confident enough quite yet to go for this Cloud Break, but maybe this will change it to make the players successfully catch Fluffy Nerd. And they change right back on Titanium and take them down to a third health. Key hot in pursuit. There's the ult, but it's not quite good enough. But enough of flashes on the Green Tower. Hyper aggressive, and it's a true shot for us. Gets the kill. Jokery though trades it back. We have got a brawl breaking out in the jungle. This could be bad for Deja Vu. They just managed to get away. Gekko is hungry for the kill onto Golden Rust, forcing the wall as a Drake started.
Always going on absolute chaos over here. But I do think Deja Vu come out on top and will be able to secure that dragon. I'm not sure what they were doing, to be honest. I think they could have just taken the dragon before going for all this. Oh,
Jokery goes in and gets Key. It's a drink and a fall as well. Gets the kill. Shadow Hopper. Oh my gosh. We just don't know what to expect in this first game.
But I'm at a loss for words, to be honest. Oh my god. So let's just have a breather and just rewind over there. So
wait, no, there's no time for that.
No,
let it get. They are all
Titanium
hopping away. The binding is not gonna connect, so Hopper stays alive.
Okay, maybe do we get one to read now or?
Ooh. Okay, go quick.
Right. Okay, so we have a massive overstep from Deja Vu there when they could have just gone for the dragon. Decide to go for a few kills, and that's where the greed sort of settles in. Do end up getting the dragon, where Jokery changes his life to kill Key. I'm not sure how worth that was. Did look very stylish though. Does get popped off by the dragon in the end. But overall, dragon secured by Deja Vu, and they are one away from Cloudsong.
Oh boy, I mean, we knew this was a problem for Deja Vu. Their seasonal problem so far is getting overconfident and giving up games to teams that perhaps on paper they shouldn't have been. So there's a lot of confidence there for Deja Vu. They've got the 3 Drakes so far. They're one away from the Cloud Force, you said. They should be confident, but just how much is the question?
Okay, I still stand with my guns. I stick with my guns. Oh gosh. It's a very. That being said, though, it's a very, very close game still. It's all to play for. They do have that rise scaling, and they will be able to play that front to back with the scariness of that Shaco being able to come in and pop someone. But as the later this game gets, it's going to be a lot harder for the Titanium to pop Shadow. They have so much CC. Shadow can just Ezreal E out of the way of Shaco, so it's going to be very, very hard for him to assassinate someone as we reach the later stages of that game.
All right. So yeah, past 21 minutes, the goal is barely any different between the two teams. We are seeing, of course, those big first item completions, mostly across all of our laners in lead. We got that Dust Blade of Drakthar for Titanium. Oh boy, we know how powerful that can be with the chances given to go off, but you're right, Shadowhopper, yeah, very much living up to their name. They've been able to keep themselves out of trouble pretty well so far this game, at least.
That is a very big item picked up by Shaco. Good power spike. The invisibility is very, very annoying. And that's all Shaco is, really very annoying, but hasn't been able to take over the game. So Key has been doing a lot of work. Can you see that level disadvantage? Yeah, Titanium is level 10 to level 12, so Key's been putting a lot of work this game.
I mean, this is entirely on the brand for Key, who's, you know, in most games they're looking to get really, really far ahead and then build towards these later team fights. You know, as mentioned, they've got the Gale Force already. We've got a ton more items coming through. We've got double stopwatch for Deja Vu. So, you know, when it comes to these next team fights, you have to think they're going to be able to navigate around these big ultimates when they can, you know, when they've got multiple forms of stasis.
You can see that Runas will be picked up soon. Yep, just picked up by Jokery, and that will provide them a bit more team fight potential, but it just doesn't seem like there's much damage coming up from the side of FMJ, and there are many damage threats on Deja Vu. A very scary Orianna ultimate shockwave coming through, followed by that Leona solar flare and that return Malphite ultimate. So Deja Vu are looking very. Oh, does that hit anyone? Nope, just waving goodbye.
A little exploratory arrow there from Jokery. Look, as you mentioned, you know, for Jokery, I believe, and I want to have a quick check on this. Yeah, they have the most gold on their team right now with the 2 kills locked down and a solid CS score. So yeah, they're the ones on the 2 items. They're the ones looking to try and bring the Jackets further forward.
Yeah, and could be doing a lot of damage, but like I said earlier, there's so much threats from just the amount of CC that DVA have, and honestly, if one Malphite ult, return Malphite ult from that Silas, could be a very dead Jokery.
Although Fluffy Nerd tries to get the flank grab, but ends up having to flash away. The good vision for the Jackets there going to be denied as DVA arrive in force. Shadowhopper trying to keep around the outside of the fight as Fluffy Nerd and the Morgana fishing for the plays. There's another unstoppable force! It's working so much better for DVA! There's the return from Golden Rust, but the original is not always the best. Golden Rust down very low, being chased from the jungler's key. Locks down another kill. Bear in mind, this is leading right into the Cloud Soul as well.
What a fight. Do you know what? That DVA had just the right ult on that thought.
Ajit trying to desperately get away, trying to buy time. The Realm Warp will get them out of trouble, but no, it looks like DVA, they haven't got the soul in their mind. They're going right for the kill, right for the Baron.
I like this. Silas just going to eat his 5 a day real quick, and he'll be back on that Baron. And there he is. But really well played from DVA. The vision point has been absolutely well controlled. That dragon area might get picked up by FMJ, but Baron is secured for DVA.
Yeah, it's a ton of gold rather than the ultimate enhancing power. True Shot Barrage comes a little too late, as both of our AD carries have been fishing with their ultimates pretty heavily so far this game.
Good lord. Wow. We spoke about it, didn't we, Counterfeit? And that team fighting potential, once they've got ahead, DVA are looking very scary.
And with the money from that Baron, we've got the Collector in pocket for Key. We've got the Muramana now completed for Shadowhopper and the Zonyas for Gekno. Real big power spike to to make use of this Baron buff, as Golden Rust, I think, will no longer be able to take the 1v1 with Gekno.
Definitely doesn't win that 1v1 anymore, and you can see that FMJ are just looking out of all sorts. They had no idea what to do. Golden had to solo ult that Orianna, and yeah, that was a really well played team fight from.
We can definitely see that, though, that the Jackets have lost control of their own territory now, with all these towers being down, and with Deja Vu being so darn strong.
Yeah, absolutely. DVA had their foot on the gas, like I said in the beginning. You know, maybe just pressing it a little bit, going at 20 miles an hour in the beginning, but they've definitely amped it up and they've just kept it on there, haven't taken their foot off the pedal.
So we've got another potential team fight brewing. We know how powerful the Jackets can be, as Gekno does get called out going, well, we won, no, 2v1 rather. There's the stasis from before, but the rest of the team are a little slow coming. Titanium, whoa! K across the bow, hits, gets a double kill. There is a shutdown, but Floppy now cannot escape. Shadow Hopper now going and taking on their opposite number. But we can see Deja Vu, they use that gold, they're using that power, and they are slicing and dicing their way towards a first inhibitor at 26 minutes.
So much damage coming out from Key, so much damage. You see that ultimate just blow them both up. I was like, Gecko's gonna, but Key comes in to avenge him.
Oh boy, when it's all said and done, there's no more objectives for Deja Vu to go for. We didn't get the Cloud Soul, as you pointed out before, giving up that objective to the Jackets, but everything else going in their favor. So much gold, so much territory.
Definitely worth the deal with that Cloud Soul for the Baron. They've taken so much with it. Really great Baron power play from them. And you can see how just they're overtaking the game now. The gold is just gone completely in the direction of DVA. So much money in their pockets. And honestly, it looks like it's all set in them for them to just play it out and just basically win the game off, really. There is not much FMJ can do at this point. Their carries don't have enough damage. Their carries aren't doing enough damage. They just get blown up just like that. So looking quite difficult for the side of FMJ to pull this one back.
So if we know that Titanium Lead was supposed to get a Titanium lead for the squad, and okay, it looks like we'll have a little bit more time to talk about this than maybe we anticipated. There we go. This is how we get time to talk about stuff.
Yes.
So okay, so Titanium is supposed to get the lead, didn't necessarily live up to the full potential there. We're coming up on 30 minutes in the game. How much longer are we anticipating it taking before Jokery and Archer can step up for the Jackets, if they do?
Well, if we look at the items, so we've got Gale Force and Runans on Ash, who is the primary damage dealer of FMJ, and you've got Rise with that Ludens and that Serath, but you just compare them to the items of the opposite numbers. We've got Zhonya's Ludens and a big rod, soon to be completed on that Seraphs. You've got just massive just item disparities between them, and the Leandru's coming in very strong, the Zhonyas and the Salt Boots. And it looks like the Banshee's Veil is going to be picked up from Gekno at some point. A very long, in short, very long. A lot of items and just gold needed in the side of FMJ, and it's just looking like they just can't match DVA right now.
I mean, we saw how powerful Key was with picking up those double kill there with their ult, and they are actually even on 3 completed items now with the Collector and Lord Dominic's Regards to help them chew through what the minimal front line that Golden Rust is able to put out right now.
Yeah, and that Lord Dom's being picked up, like you just said, is a very big pickup. The changes to it with a 35% armor penetration means that Malphite's not as tanky as he thinks he might be. And if you look at Malphite's build right now, he doesn't actually have that much armor, despite his inbuilt armor as well with his passive. But only the Bramble Vest to provide for armor at the moment. So a lot of damage going to be coming out on the side of DVA in the next fight, and Malphite ult will be available to be stolen.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like there's some real big frustration points in this game for Full Metal. They've had again and again the unstoppable force, the Malphite ult of Golden Rust, be deployed by Gekno dramatically more effectively than Golden Rust has been able to do it themselves. And now they're falling behind in all the areas that matter.
Absolutely, and you play Malphite and you think just press R, but it still takes some degree of skill to hit the right people, and Gekno's definitely been doing that over Golden.
Yeah, the wombo combo with a shockwave Just too damn strong. We have got another Drake coming up, another Cloud Drake, of course, the Cloud Soul, as it's looking like a death brush for the Jackets here. They're hoping to get a pick off onto an inquisitive member of Deja Vu Academy.
Got a little bit of a cheeky Fnatic death brush here. I don't know if DVA will fall for that, though. They've been very on point with their vision. They must know that something's up. They must know.
I think they might have even... There is a ward down where Matt is right now, so they might well have seen the entire team walking across that ward, and they're going to not take the bait, if any bait was even offered. They're going around the
Absolutely correct.
back.
That ward didn't catch my eye, but they definitely know that they're all there. They must know that. Oh, and they're all spotted anyway.
That's a way to say we know you're there. There's the ult. The combo misses though. The Orianna is already down pretty low. Shadow Hopper, this is probably the worst fight. The Jackets have a chance here. They do have the route onto Key. Finally, some good news for the Jackets, as Key does pick up a kill but goes very low in the process. Shadow Hopper survives, so is Golden Rust. The ult is gone, the power is gone. Rise, Argit goes in and gets finally a ton of gold back for the Jackets. As Golden Rust falls, there is no inhibitor, but there are super minions right on the Nexus towers. This could be it. Deja Vu Academy could be going for the kill.
Yeah, Argit picks up a kill, but I think it's a little too late. Oh.
Titanium Blade trying to save the game. Nice catch onto Argit. As for the Shaco is deleted from this world and the next. The Nexus Towers never stood a chance. The Super Minions are coming, and Deja Vu Academy, just short of 31 minutes, they're going to knock down Nexus Tower number 2. The death timers on the bottom lane are just short enough to have them back up and standing as the final blows come in. Jokery stands there, nothing they can do. Deja Vu with game 1.
My guns were correct. Oh, I was sweating, but you know, I believed in my prediction, and they came through in the end.
Oh boy.
Gosh, that was definitely very, very well played from Deja Vu. Very, very well played, I have to say.
Okay, so with that first game done, yeah, we did have that prediction coming into this one that there would be a big snowball in at least one of the games, if not 2. And that seems to have somewhat come true here. I mean, it wasn't exactly the world's shortest game,
No.
but 31 minutes, but certainly it felt like there was no doubt about who was going to be winning after a certain point.
Yeah, for sure. And well, perhaps the first 10 minutes we were very unsure about where it was headed, but after seeing all those objectives being taken on the side of Deja Vu, I think we were pretty certain that it was going to head in only one way, and they definitely managed to carry the game out and just play it out correctly. And very impressed with how they played it out. Very, very good vision control, have to say. Very, very good vision control, and they were in control of that area of the objective. Always ready for that. And FMJ just looked out of all sorts and just weren't able to compete with that.
So if we're looking forward to game number 2, we know that coming into game 1, there were some concerns there, as far as the Jackets lineup goes. What kind of changes, JS, would you like to see them make for game 2?
I think you know what I'm going to say, Counterfeit, but
I'd like
get
you to
rid
say
of
it anyway.
get rid of Rise. Just
Ah!
stop playing that champion. It's not good. It just takes too long to scale, and it doesn't match the early game aggression that you want to match out with Titanium. Titanium is a very aggressive jungler, and he wants to get those plays done. And Rise won't be able to deliver with that follow up. So you want something that will be able to match that. And honestly, if the Pantheon's not banned out, the Pantheon would be a good pickup. Um, I I just think he needs to get off Rise and just be on something more impactful. Maybe even take away the Orianna this time away from Venoffel. A very comfort pick on Venoffel, but just get rid of the Rise, Counterfeit.
All right, well, you've heard it here first. Rise can get a rise out of JS, but for the Jackets, they've got one more chance to bring themselves back into the series. Guys, we will take ourselves a short break while we get set up for game number 2 for Deja Vu Academy. Game 1 went spectacularly. They've just got to get the series locked down. We'll see you guys after the break.
to mislead. This is all you need. Be your everything, yeah, I'll be your everything. Still too soon to feel. Please just say it's real. More than just a thrill, not just in it for the thrill. I'm in it for the love, cause love it needs to touch it. You're pressing on my body, babe, let me tell you something. I'm in it for the love, cause love it needs to touch it. You're pressing on my body, babe, let me tell you something. I'm in it for the love. 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 I'm in it for the love.
Welcome back, one, welcome back all to Valence League and to our second game between the Full Mental Jackets and Deja Vu Academy. My name is Candivit here with Jess, and we're not going to waste any time at all. We're getting straight back into Champ Select as Deja Vu, they've got the first game victory already.
And there's the Tristana ban that comes through again. Definitely targeting Jokery there. Won't be surprised if the Kaiser ban comes through once again to target him again.
So yeah, I mean, we're seeing much the same thing we saw for Deja Vu Academy as before. Exactly the same bans as before. I guess they don't need to change too much.
Yeah, we might as well just replay the last game at this point. I wonder how much of the draft is going to change, to be honest. We're going to see something different. Yep, Echo again.
So it feels like the impetus is going to be here on the FMJ to try and change things, but so far looking, yeah, those are exactly the same bans as game number one. So yeah, don't change what isn't broken.
I don't understand the Olaf pick, the ban, rather. I guess maybe they're just traumatized by an Olaf chucking axes in their faces, maybe? Oh, there's an adaptation.
Okay, so we knew. Oh my gosh, we knew that the Malphite couldn't be played as was aptly demonstrated with the silence, but now it's going to be Deja Vu who get to take it for themselves without the silence in the game, courtesy of their opponents.
Wonder if he picks the Garen or the Cho'Gath into this. Another beefy boy. I would advise taking their top laner first, since top lane has been showed, but they're thinking about this for quite a while. Mordekaiser, okay.
All right, so it's a bit more proactive than perhaps we saw before. We know that Golden Rust is a decent player with the more passive picks, but they've got the chance now to go more aggressive. It looks like we will be seeing the Orianna. We wondered if that would get banned, but instead it's going to be stolen away. Both teams stealing from each other's playbooks in game two.
Are we swapping sides, counterfeit? Like,
Well, I don't know.
but definitely, like I think I remember saying to you that I think Orianna would be a good takeaway from Vanoffel, force her on to something else. But they have left Syndra up, and I'm wondering if that Syndra gets taken now, since the Orianna has been picked away from Vanoffel.
Yeah, we saw Van Offel step out of our expectations for them. We thought they were just going to be more passively sitting in the mid lane, but they saw that opportunity. No, instead it's the Victor.
Another control mage though, and I'm happy to see those. I really am a big fan of that Victor pick. Can very, very much bully Orianna, and ooh.
No, Viego got banned out before, but now will be in the mix. Titanium led. How you feel like this compares to the Shaco pick from before?
I prefer it a little bit more. I mean, um, they definitely have a stronger mid lane champion in general, and Viego's definitely a really strong jeweler. But I, we've seen how good Key can be on Graves and how strong he is on objective control. However, if Viego does get ahead in their matchup, he will completely run over that over and over again. So I do like that pick, and I like the change from Shaco. I think Shaco wasn't working for them, even despite the fact that Taylor's a very confident Shaco player. I like the change up, so I think this is a good thing.
Yeah, for the Jackets, they definitely needed that change as they will be banning out Shadow Hopper's Ezreal from the previous game, which made them almost impossible to lock down, along with the Leona.
Yeah, I think that is a good change. It's nice to see that they've been adapting their bans. The bot lane from last game completely taken off the table. I wonder if we get an Ashe here, maybe on the side of Deja Vu, but maybe an Ashe or a Jin. They do need something with a lot of damage, but they do have the Victor as well. Maybe even a Sivir for that speed boost.
Certainly would help with closing the distance. Jokery was, did perform pretty well, and they're going to get a chance to do so again. The Samira into the mix. Okay, that's a pretty big change of tune.
I like that. Now, that is so much more different to Ashe. It provides, well, the problem with Samira is that she has only one gear, and that's I'm going in, and there's pretty much that's it. Like you need. Oh, Vigar being hovered here.
Don't be
Oh,
baited. Oh, we should
oh,
be
he
baited.
does pick it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I wasn't.
I thought it was too good to be true.
So I hmm hmm.
This requires some deep thought for the tiny master of evil.
But Xenobot. Senna's being hovered here. I do like the Senna. Okay, no, it goes to the edge.
Okay, so
Right.
it's actually going to be Shadow Hopper on an AP bottom laner.
Okay. I like the Thresh pickup. Very good pick potential, and we know that Ma is very confident on that Thresh, and could work with Key as well to get those invades that they like doing. And ooh, that is looking like a very scary bot lane with that Samir and Alistair pickup. Ooh, this is going to be a very fun game, I think, Counterfeit.
Yeah, well, we were saying, the bottom lane for the Jackets felt like a bit of an untapped resource. In this game, they get the chance to fully step into the spotlight. If they had trouble locking down Shadow Hopper before, now they're on probably the least mobile champion they could be on.
I I just need a moment, Counterfeit, to just look at these drafts and just think, what happened? Key's obviously on the Graves as he was last time, but pretty much different champions all around.
Yeah, I mean, we did get to see, of course, the in-your-face steal away of the Malphite straight away, but oh boy. I mean, so last time round, we had the prediction coming in pretty firmly from the start of the game. It did ultimately turn out to be the case. So now going into game 2 for the Deja Vu Academy squad, they've got, if they get another victory here, they close the series out. But who are you favoring just on the raw, based on what we saw in game 1, combined now with the picks they bring into game 2?
I like this change up from FMJ. I do like their comp. They like being aggressive early with Titanium, so they have a lot of early aggression to follow that up on. But the only problem with FMJ's comp is that it's very go, and there isn't as much disengage, right? So we are looking at a very much one-way street, it looks like, on the side of FMJ, and if it doesn't go down that way, then there's no chance for them to back it up. And if they fall behind early game, then they're going to struggle very, very hard to win this one. On the other side of the spectrum, Deja Vu's composition is actually very, very scary. And they have a lot of team fight potential, and they've got a lot of, once again, they really do like their CC. They've got a lot of crowd control there. A lot of, pretty much everyone there can provide some form of CC. So we've got Malphite ult, we've got the blind from Graves, and the graviton field from the Victor, and that cage, of course, that big zoning cage from Vigar, and the hooks and the Thresh and the yeah, it's a very scary team on the side of Deja Vu. Now, who do I predict to win Counterfeit?
Hmm.
Uh,
All right. Well, let's stay away from the specific
yeah,
predictions.
right.
But give me some visualize some moments for everybody. What are the key moments you're anticipating for this game too?
So I expect very, very much so early game aggression from the bot lane this time. So not just shoving the laning completely and just pushing up the tower. A lot of fighting, especially with that WQ Alistair engage that pulverize into this mirror extension of her passive where she can get that extra damage off. I'm looking for a lot of fighting in the bot lane. Um, on the other side of that, Deja Vu need to play very passively early. If they get caught, they will lose. And um, if uh, Golden can get ahead as well in that early game matchup where he does do very well in that with that Mordekaiser, and if Titanium can find some great ganks in the beginning and can fight off Key, then I see a good sign for FMJ to pull ahead. But we're gonna expect to see a lot of early game aggression in the bot lane. Um, in the jungle, I was expecting a lot of early game action from both junglers, but it wasn't, as you could see, wasn't really the case. So I'm not really sure on what to expect from the junglers now. But Key definitely objective focused, and we should be seeing a lot of focus from once again on that Graves.
All right, everybody, we will be shortly getting into game number 2. So let us know what you think. I mean, some of the concerns we had from last time around, we wanted to directly address them uh, for game 2. So Gekno and Golden Rust in the top lane. Gekno was able to play Malphite better than the Malphite. Golden Rust was kind of invisible in the last game. Is that corrected for you now with the Morkaiser pick?
Well, so Gekno threw a spanner in the works by picking Silas in the first place, which is also a very good pick into Malphite if played correctly, as he did so as well. But I mean, I didn't expect Gekno to pull out the Silas and play it well, and he did so. So Gekno's now on a comfortable pick of the Malphite, and I think if he shows Golden Rust how to do the right Malphite play, then maybe we're in for a treat.
All right. The other big concern was Titanium Lead. We knew that they were going to try and get the lead for the squad, but they weren't able to be matched up with enough power in the mid lane from Arjit. Now going on to the Orianna from the Rise, is that going to be different this time as well?
So Vanalful is very good on those mages as we saw, very strong into Rise, but both champions now are a lot better, I would say, and although I would give the slight advantage again to Victor.
All right. So guys, again, this is for all the marbles here. This is a chance for Deja Vu Academy to get back in the saddle. If they win out here, they'll return back to their 2-0 ring ways. For the Jackets, they have also put in a strong performance this season. And yeah, we felt like we had much more to see from the Jackets in game number 1. Maybe now with this change of pace, with this all eggs in one basket, I don't think the metaphor of the eggs in one basket extends to hitting people with the basket, but who knows?
Okay.
I think for me, you mentioned before, Shadow Hopper on the Vega feels like the biggest departure from Deja Vu from the previous game, though.
I was not expecting it at all. Wasn't anywhere to be found in that match history, so I'm not overly fond of the pick, let's just say.
Oh no! So, what is it that's making you think it's a dangerous pick into this matchup?
Well, early game doesn't do much damage. A lot of damage coming out from Samir and Alistair. If he gets caught, he dies early. That's it, straight up.
We did mention, though, that there's a lot of crowd control for Deja Vu's bottom lane. We know, of course, that Fluffy Nerd will be able to use, eventually, the Unbreakable Will to get through that crowd control, but in the early going, it does seem like it's going to be quite hard to get past all of those, death sentences, flays, and baby cages. But either way around it, we shall find out for ourselves, as that's right. You're seeing some fantastic League of Legends breaking out before your very eyes. You're not in heaven. It's Balance League Season 11. Let's get going. Game 2 of a potential 3.
You can see that. FMJ are just spreading once again. Taking up formation. All entrances covered. Like chess pieces, isn't it? All just laid out very nicely on that minimap.
Oh boy, yes. I mean, it reminds me of Battle Chess, which is going back a long way.
Oh, that's very old.
It's very old, but it was very great. And it's just like this. It's chess, but with more violence. And that's what chess needs. Just strategy and absolute demolition.
I do like that. A bit of Harry Potter chess. Just break the pieces while we're at it.
Yes. Pro tip, don't ride the pieces. It will end poorly for you.
Yes, absolutely. And Wingardium Leviosa.
Oh, I feel like that was a really good. That was a really good transition. But just didn't have anything to transaction to. Oh well.
So what we got? We got both junglers starting on opposite and getting a leash from the bot side, so wondering if they'll do a full spot side clear. I know that both junglers are very good at clearing, so we should be interested to find out where, if any action will come through onto that scuttle fight when that spawns at 3 minutes 15 seconds.
Oh boy, I'm really looking forward to seeing some Sovereign's domination, that body snatching ability of the Viego coming into play here. Because we saw how well it worked for Silas in the previous game to have access to the other team's abilities. Now potentially Titanium could be stealing the Malphite as well.
Yes, like Silas had a go and now he's like, you know what, it's my turn, I'm going to play the other champions now. But Viego is a bit different because it doesn't get the ultimates, so
True.
only the abilities.
So, back to the mid lane. We saw before in the game 1, they were most willing to trade heavily with each other. Which, as we said, it's not necessarily super in character for enough, although normally Maul's playing safe in the mid lane. They seem to, again, be willing to go pretty hard after Argot.
Yeah, they're not wasting any time, they are smacking each other as much as they can already. But my eyes are on this bot lane counterfeit, and I want to see just how they play this lane and how this Mirror and Alistair look to control this Veigar and Thresh. If that Veigar is allowed to scale into late game, it's going to be very, very scary on the side of FMJ to deal with.
I mean, you know, if we are looking for two-player coordination, then the two founding members of the squad, Jokery and Fluffy Nerd, absolutely seem like the players to do it for the Jackets, but we keep your eye closely on Titanium, as we've said multiple times already. They have been the big factor in the early game, as they will be getting a backup from Arjit in the early going. Last time he managed to steal. Golden Rust actually getting caught out a little bit here. Gekno goes in, has no mana available. Golden caught in the corner, as we're going to see the double flash away. Titanium will flee as well. Both top laners losing out on their flashes, but no further casualties.
We go the big scuttle fight that typically ensures, but scuttle is picked up by FMJ, and so Viego does pick up that scuttle and gets that XP as well, crucial, and gives that vision as well. So Key is slightly behind on the pedal this time.
Yeah, I mean, this is the difference from last round, and we've got a roam up from the Jacket's bottom lane. Key senses trouble, and they're going to get caught. This is the impression we wanted to see from early on, as Key is ignited and forced back out of the lane, but awful with just enough mana to keep them safe. And that's a ton of Summoner's Burnt in the early going.
Not sure. I like the move, Counterfeit, but I'm not sure how worth that was. Flash burn from Samira, Ignite burn from Alistair, and just in trade for Key's flash. So idea was good, but I'm not sure how much they really wanted to commit for that. I think after burning the flash in the first place, it would have been fine. But you can see a big CS lead growing in the shape of Gekno's Malphite, and already starting to make his mark on that lane.
Yeah, doing pretty well. There will be some of those CS picked up on the turret, but you know, no fear showed by Gekno so far. The Golden Rust, of course, they're going to be pretty safe from getting ganked themselves with that Realm of Death to turn around any 1v2 situations. The first Drake, looking towards the bottom, will be Inferno. And we know from Deja Vu from before, they are not afraid to go for early objectives.
Yeah, and we saw really, really good objective control from DVA, and haven't seen too much focus on the Dragon yet. It's still quite early, but I want to see more of that. They were in the driver's seat. They were definitely in control. They had a game plan, and they executed it really, really well. So I want to see more of that. Oh. Oh.
Oh, it's a bait and it works! There's the combo, crowd control! Jokery gets deleted for first blood! That is incredible stuff from Deja Vu. Up the top side, they're going to make a play. And well, at the same time, Golden Rust fleeing at high speed. They have no flash, but the damage isn't quite there for Key yet.
And that's what we talked about, Counterfeit. They can't be going behind. FMJ can't be going behind in that bot lane. Otherwise, they're going to really, really struggle. Samira can't get early kills, and if she can't do any damage in the mid-late game stages, it's all done for.
Oh boy, that was so beautiful. A recall bait from the Deja Vu bottom lane. They must have known, just as we did, that the aggression was required for the Jackets, and they gave them, seemingly, exactly the opportunity that they were looking for.
Yeah, very, very smart play from the bot lane of via VA, and they just knew. They know that the condition of FMJ is to get very, very ahead and to fight very, very aggressively, and just played right into their hands, didn't they?
I'm wondering though, the Blade Whirl from the Samira, presumably, and I'm gonna look very silly if I'm wrong on this one, I presume that would be able to knock the Primordial Burst, the Vega ultimate, out of the air.
Yep, and it will block that, so can cancel that. But of course, Vega does have a lot of damage that can just throw you away anyway, and you have the death sentence coming through on the Thresh, so she might not have the luxury of saving it for just the Primordial Burst.
Yeah, well, we've seen now the combo power of the Vega and the Thresh together, that baby cage, meaning that it's trivial to hit any follow-up crowd control. Golden is still trying to put down the pressure in the mid. In the jungle, Titanium will be able to lock down that first Drake, so that's a pretty big change for the Jackets here, who barely got any objectives early on before.
He's just come to wave and say hello. Where are they going? Are they lane
Oh, they're
swapping?
setting up the Herald. Okay, so Titanium did get a couple of Rift Scuttles in the early going. Now we've got an early Drake for the Jackets, and it looks like maybe an early Herald as well.
Lane swap, I think, counterfeit. I haven't seen this in years of League of Legends. This early on when they do a lane swap with the bot on top lane. What? Ooh.
There's the shockwave, but it does absolutely nothing. They do have the catch onto Titanium. They're forced away. Shadow Hammer drops on the kill. You can't take a fight inside the cage. As Gek will be chased away, but there's a catch back on the Jokery. It's snowballing, and it's snowballing in favor of Deja Vu. They're making us see game one all over again, but this time even sooner than they did.
Yeah, DVA put up the baby cage and say, it's time for your nap. And they put them all down. Oh my god.
So that means instead of an early pickup for the Jackets on the Herald, it goes across to Deja Vu just like it did before. We're not even 10 minutes in, and we're ahead by 2.5k. I can't do any maths. For the Deja Vu squad. We do have the catch and the kill perhaps on the key. No, the stun locks Nerd into place. And that means they can't do anything. Nerd in a world of trouble doesn't have the 6, so they have no way to escape. They have no flash. There's the last bit of damage coming through, and Techno locks down the kill. On the bottom side, Golden Rust falls into the cage once more. Look at the combo grab control, dragged back into the tower. Locking themselves in with the Vega. I'm not sure if I like that idea. And it's going to be back out again just to take more damage. They've still got time to speed the kill across. No, Var says, this one's mine.
Oh wow, so much happening across the map, and honestly, DVA playing it out perfectly. When you've got a scaling comp like this already this far ahead in the game, I have to say I'm sorry FMJ, it's not looking great for you guys.
So 3.5k ahead. At least there's no towers taken as of yet. But there's still, there's still time. And it's going to be some pretty heavy damage towards the bottom lane tower. The Rift Herald is still in the mix for key as well. So you have to think those plates are going to come. I think the plate spinning will be very rewarding here for Deja Vu.
Yeah, and I have to say I'm not overly impressed with this Viego pick. Hasn't provided nearly as much pressure as the Shaco pick did last game, and again, Key has just had his way with the objectives, even though he didn't manage to get that first Infernal Drake. Rift Herald was secured, and all of a sudden DVA are 6 kills up.
Yeah, it seems like there is a lot of potential that we're waiting for Titanium to make the impact that we were promised for them in the early going. Let's take a quick look at the gold differential here and see where it's mostly landing. So we can see there is a solid amount in the top lane. The jungler's pretty even. The mid's somewhat different, but the bot, oh my gosh.
You see the gold exactly where they want it in counterfeit. You've got the gold on the Victor, you've got gold on the Vigar, and It's not looking good for the side of FMJ. There's a lot of scaling champions on DVA's side, and if they are doing this well already in the game, then it's just going to get even worse.
Have to look to see. Oh, there we go. That's what we were expecting from the Malphite last time round as the Herald gets dropped into the bottom lane. Fluffy Nerd is going to try and do something, but no, they have nothing left. The Herald does get a good charge in, but at least Titanium's there to cut it down. We've got another Drake coming up in just a few moments more. And we can see that Deja Vu Academy, they've got the presence in the bottom lane to take it.
Honestly, Gegno just showing Golden how he should be playing Malphite here. Getting good roams off and using the ultimates appropriately, and that's exactly how you see DVA use their acceleration and just force the game just to keep going and going, even though they've got a late game scaling comp.
Oh boy, for any of you guys who are coming to the stream late, Deja Vu Academy were well set to go on a winning streak, but last week it all went wrong for them. This time it's looking like they're set for a 2-0 to get them back in as Gekno just disrespects Golden Rust, walks away, says, nah, it doesn't matter. And the Drake falls to Deja Vu.
Yeah, Golden probably feeling a bit lonely after Valentine's Day passing and says, come with me, and Gekko's like, no.
Of course, more Kaiser, the king of romance, but sadly, more of an Amumu here today. We'll be forever alone. That's not playing.
Sad mummy. What we've got? Just if you look at Counterfeit on the bottom side of the map, that map is completely swamped with blue wards, and DVA have just complete control of that side of the map. So it's very, very scary for FMJ to walk into that side of the jungle at any point at the moment now.
Yeah, I think they were all like the Jackets are respecting that. You can see there's nobody towards the bottom of the map at all, which means that one of the flanks of Deja Vu is totally secure, and they can keep pressuring these towers. Let's take a quick count before we run out of time here. So we've had 1.5 plates in the top, most of 3 plates in the mid, and of course the bottom tower gone entirely as Gekno 1v1s Golden Rust and almost takes them down without building nearly any damage for their Malphite.
And Mordekaiser are forced to return with that holy number or CS.
No comment!
But, like I said to you guys a bit before, FMJ's composition required them to execute this well early and get gold early, get them running, and they just haven't done this. And honestly, they've got a lot to do if they want to even get back into this game, and they need to look for just clearing the vision out and try and get picks at this point, because they just can't take a full 5v5 fight at this point in the time.
We've got Shadow Hopper and the rest of the squad picking up their first items. We've got the Everfrost there for the Vega. You thought it was tricky to get past the cage before, and now you've got even more crowd control to deal with.
That is going to be very, very annoying. Oh, Titanium sneaked his way up to the top lane.
Titanium, we've been waiting for you for a while. But no, the gank is no good, and it was even Mar there to make the save. The cage will make the stun of Jokeri. There's the frost coming through. The boom! And Hopper locks down kill number 2. The Vega has officially arrived.
So you asked, can Samira block Primordial Burst? Yes, she can, but like I said, just what else? Too many things that she needs to block before she even has a chance.
Baby Cage catches Nerd. But they're going to be caught under the tower as they've been caught down to that bottom lane tower. Reinforcements going to flash in. Hopper looking for the last bit of damage and finds it with the electrocute. This is a Vega you don't want to mess with.
Any questions that we had about Shadow Hopper's Vega has been completely answered. Sorry for ever doubting it. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Keep gonna tag out with Gekno in the top lane, and then there's double encore, and the deletion for Key, picking up their first kill of the game. Deja Vu are ruling this game. 16 minutes in, 7.5k ahead. That's gonna get even more. All of the outer towers are gonna fall once that Rift Tower gets done with her work. This is a masterclass from Deja Vu in how to completely stomp a game.
Masterclass. And also just depression for FMJ, because They've got absolutely no room to breathe. Ooh. Okay, they've got absolutely no room to breathe. It just just like last game comes to fit. DVA have just had their foot on the pedal, just had so much pressure from early game, and just continue applying the pressure. Cage comes up again.
The cage is a question with no answer as of yet, as Jokery is forced away. We've got another Drake coming up just a few seconds more. Of course, we're on the Ocean Rift. And both teams having the single Drake so far means we're a way away from even the potential of Assault.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the objectives are too much of the focus this game. It just looks like DVA are set to just enjoy this game and just get as many kills as they can.
I guess there just aren't any objectives more to take. They've got the 3 outer towers. They've got the ability to dominate the bottom of the map and presumably just scoop up every dragon that
Yeah,
comes
Dragon
away
is coming up.
Uh-oh, Golden Rust.
Oh.
It's a sad state of affairs for Morkaiser, where even if you did have your ultimate, you don't want to be in a death round with the other person.
No, absolutely not. He doesn't want to walk. He's already backing off so far. Interesting that Fluffy is coming up despite the dragon coming up, so it looks like they're just going to concede that over towards DVA and give that, and you can see the DVA have complete control once again. Before the objective is taken, complete ward and vision control over that bot side area.
Yes, Fluffy Nerd will not be joining the ever lonely Golden Rust, as the Drake is locked down by Deja Vu. And here's a small wild fact for you. Fluffy Nerd, the support for the FMJ squad, apparently the author of 2 popular romance novels, which we are apparently not allowed to know what they are specifically, but apparently it's true. I mean, it's a weird thing to make up, so I'm prepared to believe it is the case.
You can't make that stuff up, Counterfeit. I'm just very interested now, just to know what they're about. But
I am as well. We'll do our best to find out for you guys, but it certainly seemed like for the Jackets, they're in no mood for fooling around in this game. They have at least got some of the items in themselves now as we come up on 20 minutes, but they're so far behind. No towers, only the Infernal Drake as an objective. And of course, the Vega of nightmares to deal with.
Vega with blue buff, and it's just not looking very fun for FMJ right now. They have no room to breathe, and it just looks like, honestly, there's not much they can do except just roll over and die.
Let's see if they've got what it takes to bring this game and eventual series back. I mean, you're right, this was the complete opposite of everything we had hoped for Full Metal Jacket here. A disaster of an early game, a dominant performance from Deja Vu, with several picks that are just going to keep getting stronger. And Titanium, we thought they would be the one to save the squad. They haven't been able to make an impact in this game so far. 0 kills for Jacket in 20 minutes. That is just, it's eye-watering.
Honestly, I think it's a real testament to Gekno. Mordekaiser does have a slight upper hand in the early game, obviously, on that 1-6 against that Malphite, and for Gekno to be just dominating him completely just shows that there is just obviously just disparity between the 2 players, and he's really taken advantage of that.
The Rift Maker has been completed for the Morkaiser Golden Rust, so at least he can stick around in teamfights a little bit longer. But, oh my gosh, Gekno will be aggressed onto, but no, maybe they actually will get caught this time round.
Oh,
the shockwave misses though. Gekno does still have their ultimate available. I think with enough mana to use it if they need to. No, guess not, because they flashed away. They're caught on the tower. No, they do use it just in time, and there's still no kills for the Jackets at all.
See just how tanky that Rock is. Was eating all their damage for a good 20 seconds. And I would say a bit greedy there to not just ult first. He opted to flash out and then burn the ult later when he could have just ulted away first, but does escape with his life, so is fortunate enough for that. I mean, honestly, Counterfeit, this is not bad from FMJ. They're getting pressure down, they're getting an objective, but I think they're overstaying their welcome here.
Jokery gets the gold, but he's gonna suffer for it. As 4 members come through at the same time. Jokery trying to save themselves. It's the double cage. The key unlocks the kill.
Argia just sneaking away in that bush there. Like, I hope they don't see me. Don't be suspicious. Gosh.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's not
I mean,
looking
it's
fun,
our,
is it?
it's our tower. It's an objective. It's, let's see, so 2,500 golds separating Jokery and Shadowhopper in a game where we had no expectation that Shadowhopper would even be a major presence in the game at all.
Where has this been all this time? He's been so good on the Vigo. Why has he not played it? Why is he only left out now?
I honestly couldn't say. I mean, it's done incredible stuff so far. And we know, of course, with the Veigar's passive, that gaining of ability power every time they're hitting their spells, they're just going to get stronger and stronger. And in fact, let's do a quick count. 153 ability power gained for Shadowhopper on top of their base items, which is why they can build super silly stuff like Everfrost and get away with it.
It looks like he's picked up that needlessly large rod, and it looks like he'll be going to the Rabidon. So once that's completed, lots and lots of damage coming through on the side of DVA. And oh god!
Oh my gosh, that hook was brutal! Jokery does buy themselves a little bit of time as Ma is too far forward. Will be forced to flash away. And the baby cage comes through as Floppy Nose leads the charge to the rest of the squad. Gekno goes across the wall! Where's the shockwave? The damage is already being done, but not for 4-man. Nice shockwave with the 4, but the damage is still too strong. Titanium, you've got to pull it through for the squad here. You're the only one left in the mix, but nobody dies. Nobody dies with Deja Vu. They're so low, especially for Key, but it wasn't enough.
That was just so unfortunate. They just don't have enough damage, and a huge shockwave from Argit, but just not enough. And you can see that despite a lot of their abilities hitting, a lot of their damage coming through, they just don't do enough. And you can see that DVA walk away quite healthily, despite the fact that it looked like what could have been a good pick onto the DVA just didn't work out.
I mean, they're also, for DVA, now stacking up these Ocean Dragons, and in 5 minutes, or less than that, potentially, they will have themselves the Ocean Soul. So actually finishing off a fight is going to be tremendously difficult for the Jackets if it wasn't already.
I don't think there's that much that FMJ can do. The best part is to just try and look for picks and just clear out vision, walk together as a team. But, you know, there is also the very scary baby cage. If they walk into that, then it's very, very scary to navigate that. And at this point, if you're golden, I don't even know who you want to ult and take with you into the death realm, because everyone else in that team is very, very scary. No one's died. Lots and lots of items being built, and I don't think you want to be alone with anyone at that point.
Well, this is almost unprecedented, as Gekno will again be the one chased down, but we've seen already, they're the one member of the team who's very much able to get themselves out of trouble. Titanium baited in as the Baron is started up for Deja Vu. This feels risky, they're so far ahead already. Now they're going to risk losing it out in an objective, but they're so tanky. Was this much of power? TP coming in. This is a time for the Jackets to save the game, but no! Pulling back off of the Baron, it was a bait, and the Jackets took that bait. TP coming in behind them, the trap has been sprung. Jokery knocked up, locked down, chased and deleted. The rest of the squad coming in for support as Floppy Nerd sells their beef. Beautiful hook through the squad to get hold of Argit. It's going to be a massive ultimate deletion. Titanium led, the only one making it out of the massacre.
I mean, counterfeit, this is just hard to watch now. It's just so brutal. Don't even need a Baron, can just walk up with 4 dead members on the side of FMJ, and that was a really nice TP from Gekno. Catches both Titanium and Jokery, the carries, and just so much damage inside of DVA.
I like that little moment there. The little moment of Gekno just standing there, throwing it in the face of the Full Metal Jacket squad, but this has been a pretty much a lockout. They've only got the one dragon, one tower. Everything else has been a deja vu as the Baron is started up once again. For the Jacket squad, they've got another chance to steal the Baron, to steal the fight. You can see that Gekno is taking some damage, as is Hooper. The rest of the squad coming in. There is a vision across the Baron pit. For FMJ, this is do or die time. The Baron knocks up Fluffy Nerd, so I think they lose the ability to go into the pit. There is a death ram onto Key. Golden Rust has the opportunity here. They're taking tons of damage already. Gekno doesn't fully connect from the ultimate.
Shockwave!
Mercury is still alive. They're still going to be pouring out the damage. We do have the shutdown for Titanium. They've stolen the form of the Malphite, but they shall die in it. No, calling out the last second. The triple kill for Key. The Baron is not necessary for Deja Vu because the entirety of Full Mental Jacket have been deleted. The inhibitor is theirs for the taking.
Maybe even the game counterfeit. But also Gekno's inting is dying on their team.
That's true, it's no longer the perfect game.
So, report him. I mean, absolutely well played from DV. Absolute stomp. In control the whole game. Didn't let up at all. Looks like they won't end here.
No, it's still too early. There's a catch onto Shadow. The baby
Oh,
cage
no.
goes forward. In comes the Samira. Shadow Hopper. So very low, but that last shot is evading them. Flash forward for the rest of the team. Nice catcher. That's a shutdown. The Jackets, they have their moment in the sun. They have to make the most of it. They get the couple of kills. The Dragon is coming up in 30 seconds. The Novel grabs the hold there. 9th kill. They're still insanely powerful, even with the numbers failing and favoring the Jackets.
So, a lot of gold. Oh, okay. Well,
In goes out Jokery. And just like that, the Jackets' fire may have been quenched.
I mean, this is. They talked about wanting to win the game, didn't they? They're definitely doing it in nice fashion here with this second game here.
Yeah, you can really see the Deja Vu desire for the win. As they will charge forward, missing on the cats there. No, they managed to get hold of Mar. The box does drop down, the health bars of the Jackets are dropping very quickly. Titanium gets dropped by Manawful. They're so ridiculously strong in this Vega. As Argent gets blown up by Key, the collateral damage across the bow. Fluffy Nerd tries to cover the retreat of Golden Rust as Jokery is coming, but they are way too late to the party. Ocean Soul falls the Deja Vu.
You liked your steak counterfeit because Fluffy's been cooked well and well done over and over again.
Oh boy. It's, you know, it's, I'm trying to think of various different puns to do with steak. It's a rare performance from Deja Vu. I don't know. I mean, this is honestly, you know, they've seen the 2-0s early on in the season.
God.
Jokery will be the final victim. Shadow Hunter grabs hold of the kill, driving back the Jackets onto their own fountain. And short of 30 minutes, Deja Vu Academy are back in the saddle.
Goodness me, what an absolute demolish. Wasn't quite what we were expecting, was it, counterfeit?
Oh my gosh, I don't think anyone would have expected that. I think it ended up, yeah, literally exactly on 30 minutes by the end of the game. Oh, we're going to shortly be having Gekno coming to join us to talk a little bit about the game. Before they get here, I mean, yeah, completely unexpected, completely devastating. Yeah, for you, Jess, what does this mean for Deja Vu going forwards?
Them, this is well, I mean, they came off the back of a loss, didn't they? Off a 0-2 loss, and their other games had been 2-0 wins, and they've just done it exactly here again. They've done their own formula. They've shown that to themselves and to the rest of the Valence League that they are a force to be reckoned with, and they are very, very scary. Also, probably learn how to play Malphite if you're going to play against DVA.
Oh,
But
all right.
yeah, great
We
performance from Deja Vu.
So we've got Gekno to actually go through. I mean, honestly, while we've got them here, hey there, Gekno. I think we'd love to talk through both of those games because that was a pretty impressive return to form for the squad.
Yeah. I don't know. We just played what we play in scrims.
I have to ask, did you? Because I haven't seen much Silas from you. So where did that pick come from?
Oh, that's my third game of it. VL so far.
Sorry, your third game with Silas.
Yeah,
What made you pick it? Was it the Malphite?
yeah.
Was there any concern that there weren't that many other ultimates that were worth stealing?
Don't know if you like the Assault was good, so it's like
True.
you can just rotate them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, okay. So I'm kind of we did get a chance to talk a little bit before this all started about the loss that you guys had last week, the 0-2 series. In your own words, kind of how are you guys feeling coming into tonight's series?
Oh, didn't really think about it, to be honest. We just want to win. Like, what? Like, was it just show up and just beat FMJ? That's what it is.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. You guys must have had a lot of fun in the second game.
Yeah, team weren't too happy when I died the first time though.
I did call you
Yes.
out on that. I was like, you're inting.
I mean, so yes, if we turn our eyes specifically towards that second game, I mean, we certainly came into that one with the expectation you guys would take some time out, chill, scale up a little bit, become stronger as it went along. But what the hell happened in that second game?
Oh no, like if you're gonna start giving us kills early on, like our late game comps become an early game comp that gets even better as the late game goes on. So like
Yeah, that's exactly what we talked about, isn't it? Counterfeit. We were really surprised at how just well you guys were doing for such a late game comp. What was we have to ask this? What was the decision behind the Vigar pick? Because we hadn't seen any of that at all.
Hmm.
I don't know, we kind of picked it like 2 seconds before pick ended. Like yeah, that's about as far as it goes with that.
There's no thought process in that at all.
Was this do you know if the Vigar and Thresh duo was something that had been practiced previously?
No.
Oh my gosh. What a world. What a
Does that
world.
mean we'll be seeing more Vigar coming from the side of your team?
Probably not. Sticking back on Ezreal duty.
I mean, it did work pretty darn well. Oh boy. So, for you guys, we know that there's a lot of attention back, being back towards the week 6 matchup against the Snowflakes. Uh, but for you next week, against Team Rocket Academy on the way there, on the assumption for Rocket, they haven't had the best of season so far. Do you have any particular opinion about next week's match?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't think their results have shown like how they actually play and like how good they are.
Hmm.
Because I generally think they are a better team. Other than that though, I still think we're gonna win.
Nice. We like that. We like that confidence.
Well, I mean, if we're going to give Team Rocket, their moment in the sun here, are there any particular players from the squad that you'd like to, direct our attention towards as a whole to look out for to kind of show some of that potential?
Probably Cali. I know. Like I'm not gonna lie, if he gets rolling, he can kind of carry that team.
And I suppose just, to touch on a little bit more on the series from tonight, we had some really high expectations, particularly for Titanium led in the jungle. Particularly in game 2, was there anything you guys were doing, or do you have any sort of opinion on how or why they didn't manage to make as big of an impact as I think a lot of people would have expected?
Like I'm not gonna lie, like he Malphite's not terribly gankable. Like the Victor's gonna be playing safe, and Vigar and Thresh are just gonna be able to peel themselves out of it. Like there's not gonna be much he can do unless he wants to go fight Graves early. But then, do you want to fight Graves early? Like, uh, it just doesn't seem like Viega was the pick because it's like he comes top lane, I queue a minion, I run like away, like Cage bot side, like Van's not gonna push up mid on like Victor, there's no need to.
I just want to ask, in regards to the drafting stage, so you guys kept to your initial first 3 bans quite a few. So I saw that you banned out Jokery, which I think was a good decision. But then you continually banned out Olaf. Is there any particular reason why?
It's just annoying.
Yeah, fair enough.
I suppose that in this case, the Olaf could have actually broken through all that CC.
Yeah.
Just quite an annoying pick, ain't he? Like, like he's if he gets going, it's difficult to shut him down, isn't it? So it's like if you just remove that and force someone to something else, then it's a lot easier for us.
Yeah, because he's got quite a lot of pick junglers, so you guys played really well as a team, to be fair.
Oh, one thing I wanted, and hopefully you can speak to this, is the. I think there's an arc part. It's a kind of a failure expectations for Noffel, your mid laner. We kind of were expecting them to be playing more passively in the series, just in general, but they were doing a lot more than we were expecting. Was that a conscious choice on their part? Do you know?
No, not really. I think I know I didn't speak to her about it. Like, I think she just went in, done what she wanted to do. Like, she just won lane. Let's be honest. Like, it's just I think she just knows the matchups a lot better.
So for you, what changed between this week and last week? You go from being on a winning streak in week 1 and 2 to going 0-2. What are you?
I stopped running it down. I didn't go 11 deaths Silas. Funny enough, that may help the rest of the team to be able to carry me through it.
You say Silas, so that was one of the games that you brought
Silas,
outside.
yeah. I went 1-11 last on the Silas pick.
So why do you think that even happened in the first place? Were you feeling like you had to make more plays than maybe you should have been?
No, I was just running it. Like, like, but yeah, like honestly though, I think we have a very good chance going into next week, winning that as well. It'll be more difficult than this week for sure. Like, I'm gonna be like this week. It's not difficult in the slightest, to be honest.
Ooh,
But
harsh, but fair.
well, it's not really harsh. They're having a bad day. We played them before in scrims and played a lot better. So I don't know what's going on there, but like they can play a lot better than that. But they just for some reason didn't show any of it at all today.
Okay, and looking forward to what will be the last week for you guys. How after that series, how are you feeling about your chances against the Snowflakes?
Oh, Rocket beat it, didn't they?
Oh, did they? Wait a sec. Let's do a quick refresh on there. It looks like they're currently 1-1.
Oh, they won one. Okay, well they took a map off. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I reckon we can beat them. But I feel like they play a lot through their mid. Like, well, blatantly, like the mid Div 1 finalists come down to Div 3. Like, of course they're going to play through him. He's soaking up a lot of their points. Like, if he can't get going, we may just be able to win off that. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that certainly seems to back up your assertion about Team Rocket Academy having a lot of potential if they've given the first game loss to the Snowflakes of the season so far. Definitely keep an eye out for everyone as that series does come to a close. But I believe that's all we've got time for right now. Gekno, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll, of course, be very excited to see how the team's next two matches goes. Of course, Valence League will be back on Thursday at 7 o'clock again for another two best of threes on the two channels. But for now, I've been Counterfeit, joined by JS, with Travesty running everything behind the scenes. So hope you'll come and join us again on Thursday for even more Valence League.
Bye. Lovely.
Let me open up your dream. We were ordering some treats. You said it would be alright. I tried to stop you asking why. You started out to face it. My heart went off like crazy. You placed your arms on my head. We fell into my small bed. You started out to face it. My heart went off like crazy.